What's up? What's up? Friday Night Live, baby dolls. Just checking in. Aviator Nation. AV. So I do a Friday Night Live stream. Sunday night, it is the final watching of the movie Predator. Set your clocks to 1 hour and 9 minutes. On the button, Slick. Hey now. Earl, you are the bomb.com. Tell that to the industry, baby cakes. But I appreciate it. I'm a one-man army. Got no one helping me. That's the way I like it. And no, I won't be on the Tom Brady roast at Netflix. Once again, Jeff Ross got his greedy little fingers in on the pie. It won't be good. I already know. Good evening, Chris Mack. No real theme tonight, to be honest with you. Sunday night's the big one. Predator, the finishing of the movie Predator. And then maybe once a month, we will thank you, Dark Lobe. I miss Roddy a lot. He was a good man. And unfortunately, pro wrestlers don't exactly have a long lifespan, especially from those of his era. I think he was 61 when he passed. That's only 6 years older than me right now. So, but I haven't taken a bazillion chair shots to the head like he did. So, we had a good run. Bruins Islanders going to a shootout. What channel is that on, Chris Mack? Is that on the NHL Network? Maybe we'll do a Rangers coming to Boston tomorrow. That's a good game. Rangers are, they're Jonathan Quick is 8-0-1, I believe, including a win Sunday against his LA Kings, which ironically enough reminded me of when Eddie Jockman came back to Madison Square Garden, the Detroit Red Wings. It was weird. I think he was waived. The Rangers were on the road and he was waived. And the Red Wings picked him up. And it just so happened that his first game was against the Rangers at home. I always tear up when I watch those highlights, the whole crowd going, Eddie, Eddie, and booing the Rangers when they scored. I mean, I don't think I've seen something like that ever. Although I will say that most King fans were not necessarily rooting for the Rangers last Sunday, but I don't think that they were sad that Quick did so well. I mean, it's a cold business. And Quick got done dirty by the Kings. Like, he was literally informed of the trade. I think he was over the phone on the road. So, he did win us 2 Stanley Cups. So, karma is a dish served cold, I guess. Is that the saying? Now, how crazy would it be if the Kings and the Rangers met in the Stanley Cup Finals? It's not out of the ordinary. I mean, the Kings have been a little, what would the right word be? They've been a little, they cooled off, but, they're still one of the better teams in the league. Scoring from all 4 lines, good solid defense, adequate goaltending, which is really all they need. But they did lose Phoenix Copley today at the practice to an injury. So big save Dave Riddich is flying with the team to Seattle. That's the great thing about um, having your farm team in the same city as you. Now, Ontario is it's not really by where the Kings practice. It's in LA traffic. It's about an hour away. But like Seattle, their farm team is in Palm Springs, which is crazy that there is a hockey team in the Coachella Valley. I sent in my name because Palm Springs, a lot of rich older women and men. They had to name the team contest, and I told them that their name should be the Coachella Valley Cougars. They did not like my choice. That's okay. I used to watch Derek Sanderson and I forget Fred Son fight. Like there was one fight Probert and Jay Miller fought, and I love Jay Miller. Um, I was so happy when the Kings got him, but Miller he didn't do too well against Bob Probert. Um, Probert took the fight, and Derek Sanderson was like, "Well, I call that a draw." I don't think so, brother. But I miss those days. I remember once I was walking around. I don't know why, but I had unchartered access to the forum back in those days. This is before 9/11 and stuff. So security was like real loosey goosey. Not that 9/11 has anything to do with security at a hockey game, but like, now you can't go anywhere you're not supposed to at crypto.com. What up, Ross? But back then I couldn't walk into the locker room, but I could get pretty close access. James smoking a cigarette. Like, what? I also saw Vlade Divac um, doing the same thing. I guess cigarettes give you I've never had one, so I guess they give you a bit of a buzz. So, someone is dropping off a package at my door. Now, would you guys like me to go get it? And we'll do a live opening of a package, or is that unprofessional? We gotta play it cool. Gotta play it cool. Uh, I live in a very secure even though there's no security in this building. Alright, let me, see what that was. I'll be right back in 2 and 2. Oh, thank you. Hello, Ziggy. Or someone steal it. Thank you, Ken. Well, right. I don't wanna dox myself. I have no idea what this is. Fanatics Drop Shop. I have ordered nothing from Fanatics. So I'm gonna look this way. Oh my god. I'm gonna assume who got me this. It's an Ultimate Warrior um, iPhone case. I will put it. I'm gonna assume my buddy Jordan the Lion, got me that. God bless me. Jordan also got me this. Mark Henry, signed hand, that says, "To Earl, I am not the father." By the way, check out Days with Jordan. It's the number one travel vlog on the internet. I mean, he does an amazing job. I mean, much more professional than me. Well, I do notice, even though I'm not in the Dabbleverse. Let me turn that light off. It really is. I mean, he does a lot of work. I mean, I was in the, what video was I in? The Lemmy video, I think, from a couple years ago. And we literally, in the 30-second or maybe minute clip that I was in, I mean, it took 3 hours to do it. Drove to a certain location. I mean, he puts in the time. But that's also why his channel, I think, has like 300,000 subscribers, and I've got like just a smidge over 2,000. So, but I'm happy because 6 weeks ago I think I had 1,500. So to get 500 new subscribers in 6 weeks, when I probably hadn't gotten previous to that 500 new subscribers in 5 years. But I didn't post a lot back then. I fucked up because the first video I think I ever posted on here was my scene in Benchwarmers, and it got, I think to this day, it got a little over 100,000. And I thought, oh, my first video is viral for me anyway. Um, Not so much, to be honest with you. Um, yeah, extraneous. I'm just trying to put up any content to boost my hours. And, frankly, like I do it also because of the 500 new subscribers I have. They've never probably heard of the Inappropriate Earl podcast. And although most of them are audio only, um, I think it does raise some level of new awareness to new fans of the podcast. Um, I mean, right now I'm really concentrating on streaming, and hopefully at some point I will bring back Inappropriate Earl when the time is right. My friend, I told her not to post certain episodes. I think you can guess which ones. So for the most part, they're in order. I miss it too, to be honest with you, but it just wasn't fun anymore for me. Like I'm having fun with the streams. I'm better interacting with people, but I do miss, like the last episode I did with Aaron Volpati of the Vancouver Canucks and Washington Capitals. I had a really good time. And I'm a lot more open to doing Zoom podcasts, and I've got some potential big guests coming. My cousin RFK Jr. said he would do it. Um, Ric Flair's ex-wife, Wendy, said that he would do it in January. So my problem is I'm interviewing people that, although they're friends of mine and or they're kind of these weird offbeat celebrities, the numbers never really did that well. So if I could get, that one, like Ric Flair would probably go viral because I would do a very good job on that interview. Like, no offense to some of my friends who've had Ric Flair on the podcast, their own podcast the last couple months, they don't know anything about wrestling. So they can't go into like Shockmaster and why Sid didn't work out in the Four Horsemen and what it was like having to cut a promo on RoboCop and um, yeah, oh no, 100%. I mean, if there's one regret I have, it's that I wasn't doing video from day one. Um, Yeah, I mean, Stephen Pearcy, if I would have had video on that, I think a lot of people would have, yeah, I mean, like, these streams, they get about anywhere from 150 to 200 views, which I'm happy with, but the last 2 shorts I did from the comedy set I had to take down, I mean, the one I posted yesterday with Michael Jackson, I think got, like, 5,700 views so far, and the one I posted today is already at, like, 2,500. But, they're also under a minute. I don't expect a stream of, an hour plus to get 5,000 views. I would certainly like that, but, I understand. Yeah, I was really proud of that, Alex. I mean, I tried everything I could um, to have them let me keep that up. I mean, it's very rare that you can get in front of a hot crowd like that for 45 minutes. But apparently, the distributors of their specials were like, "Hey, this guy tried to go around us and not use us. Like, this is," which made me, in a weird way, feel good because it looked like a special, but in a way, it didn't because it was my friend literally posting from the side of the room. There was no, credits or wacky opening, and they kind of refused my request. I actually, Peter, um, to be honest with you, there will be a part three. I've been in talks. Well, I've been in talks with Tommy to come back. It's been a while. Well, I mean, it was a good angle, but like it was clearly not. I wasn't trying to sneak around the comedy store's distributors. Um, I mean, I talked to the person who told me to take it down the other night at the store, and I realized that they were just the messenger. But like to me, this is what I told them. I said, "Bro, everyone gains by that clip being up. I look good. I mean, full disclosure, I look good. Um, and then my pitch was you could almost turn that clip into a commercial for the store and being self-serving because I would benefit from it. But you go, come for the famous comics, but stay for the ones you don't know because this is what you'll get." Like that's we all went, and I even took out the one bad word I said. I did say the F word. It rhymes with bag. I took that. Well, I had it beeped out. I had my very funny comic friend Bruce Gray make up some nice artwork, and I was like blown away that I was being told to take it down. I love my beanie, by the way. But by the way, let me tell you something. I got this beanie in 2010 at the West Edmonton Mall when I was opening up for Rob Schneider, and it's literally the only beanie that fits my head comfortably. Because all the other beanies I wear look like an unused and unrolled rubber on my head. Uh, no, no, no fighting in the chat. Peter Brennan is a valuable asset. Uh, well, I mean, I understand, the comedy store doesn't probably want to be associated with that word, even though there's more than a few comics who say it on stage. And, I told the guy, hey, man, I can understand if I was going on a Hamas Palestine rant or if I was doing racist jokes that weren't funny or even if they were funny, like I understand. Like that set was the perfect combination, in my opinion, of crowd work and material. And I still like it still blows me away because if you go online and like there's open mic comics who do the paid promoter shows, and what paid promoter shows are, every now and then the comedy store, as most other clubs will, they will have a show that virtually the whole show is non-paid regulars at the store. So beginning comics who can bring 10 people get to go on that stage I was on. And some of them kind of are dishonest and they act like they're paid regulars at the store when they are not. So, there's plenty of sets that they have put up where it's them bombing for 10 to 15 to 20 minutes and they're still up. So I was like, dude, like, how are these sets still up? And mine, I'm outside of Brian Holtzman and Don Barris, I'm the best late night comic at the store. Very few comics do go on when I do. Basically last and do as well as I do. Not every time, but most times. I have a very high batting average. But welcome to welcome to comedy. Have you ever climbed a mountain? I have not. Kevin hates Lenny. I'm assuming that's Lenny Marcus, who I don't know. I just heard the name. Who is Lenny to Kevin, Peter? Let's try to keep the Dabbleverse shit out of here. I mean, you can, but I am Dabbleverse adjacent. The Stork Christmas party, unbelievable. Very good time. Although you see a lot of comics who are never up there, like freeloading the food. And I mean, I got there late, and this is LA comedy in a nutshell. All the food was gone. There's one plate of pasta left. I'm about to make a move on it, and HD. Well, I'm being honest. Um, and this guy, comic, I've never seen up there before. He's definitely not a paid regular. Swoops in and takes it from me. And frankly, you see roast battle comics up there, and I guess they're part of the store, but like they're never up there on any night other than Tuesday. And they're like peacocking all around the place like they own it. Um, Wait, you won't tweet to Rogan because I don't know who Lenny Marcus is? Like, I know the name. I just, I'm not really deep into the dabble world. So I don't. Sounds like when I was a kid going to church on Wednesday night for free food. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like I was not a paid regular for 14 years, but even I wouldn't go to the store unless I was performing on one of those paid promoter shows. So um, I just, you know, it's a new era. I mean, you've got comics who go to the comedy store who, they have good social media, so they go up there and just, I don't know, they don't even go up. They just smoke weed in the back. Oh, we can do dabble talk. I just don't know anything about. I mean, I know the name Lenny Marcus. That's what I'm Dabble versus Jason, and I'm stopping going on all the podcasts I go on because it doesn't really help me. Like it's not, I don't expect it to be like Rogan. Back in the day when you went on Rogan, like I think Ali McCoskey had like a few hundred followers on Twitter and Instagram, and the next day she had like 60,000. Okay, I allow crosstalk and chat. Um, but when I go on even MLC, like I don't get one follower out of it. And I love Kevin. Um, I think well, you're right, extraneous, but here's why though. Like that's why you see a lot of people with large social media followings and they're playing in half empty rooms because it's one thing like you guys right now. It's Friday night, you're at home, maybe you're at work, and you can listen to me for free. But let's say next Friday night, let's say we're all in the same city. I say, hey, let's say we're all in LA. All of you live in LA, just for this example. And I'm like, hey, I'll be at the comedy store tonight. Free tickets. You don't even have to pay to get in. But that means you'd have to drive to the comedy store. You'd have to pay for parking. If you were on a date, you'd probably have to take the date to dinner. So, you got to spend some money, honey. And that's with the free ducats. So, that's why a lot of TikTok people I've done some shows with my friend, I won't gas her up, but she's on TikTok. She's got a million followers. She's got giant tits. I mean, she is made for TikTok and Instagram. Got a million followers on Instagram. And when she does shows, literally not one person shows up. Because I also think, especially, and this is more specific if you live in Los Angeles, most of your fans online are not from Los Angeles. They're from the Midwest, East Coast, Canada, Australia. So, it's a very small number of people who can actually go to your shows. Yeah, Ambrose. I mean, you are an outlier to me. I mean, you're one of the few that I'll follow this guy, and I appreciate it. Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know Leslie's podcast was still going. Well, this is a different audience because it's kind of skirting the Dabbleverse world. Like, hey, come on in. This stream is really about everything and nothing at the same time. Yeah, I mean, and let me tell you, that neighborhood is in the hood where SoFi Stadium is. Uh, but I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, but they get deals because you know, um, my ex. You guys know Chandler. I think she has like 300,000 followers on TikTok, maybe more. I haven't gone on her TikTok since we, stopped seeing each other. But like, I'm a more established stand-up than she is. But she would get booked over me because she has literally 3 times. I mean, on TikTok, she has 100 times the followers I have. Um, Not everyone I know. I mean, it's just um, it's a different era, in the world of entertainment. I mean, look at Matt Rife. He's a great. I mean, it looks good on paper, but that's about it. But I mean, Matt Rife couldn't get booked 3 years ago. I told this story before, but he was literally only doing shows at the Laugh Factory because he was booking a show there with his friend Paul, and now he can play theaters. And to be honest with you, that's what I'm hoping happens to me. My friend Bruce Gray, he cut up that 45-minute set into about 20 individual jokes. So I'm releasing one a day. I've seen different strategies on how to do it. Um, I mean, my internet is as high as it can go right now. I'm not saying it's you, John, but I can't have better internet than what I have right now. Are there the reasons so many comics? Well, I mean, there's good money in writing for other comics, to be honest with you. Uh, you know, um, well, it TikTok took it down after, after about, I don't know, literally an hour. But Norm Macdonald would be proud. Yeah, I mean, I'm very much in the Norm Macdonald mode of we all know what Michael Jackson was, so I'm gonna joke about it. He knew I'm not as funny as Norm, obviously, but like, uh, Michael Jackson is to me what OJ was to Norm. Skippy Green, I don't think he was there. Um, no, I know. I mean, this my Wi-Fi is as good as it can be right now, guys. I apologize. But, like I said, I'm the little show that could. But I do appreciate you guys tuning in on a Friday night. Nothing really going on in my life. I'll be at the Comedy Store tomorrow night. So, how do I have better Wi-Fi in Thailand? The Earlverse. So I'd be down with that. I mean, we're all one. hopefully one of those videos I release in the next 2 weeks, goes viral, and then that's how did it from Matt Rife. Do you think Dante found a room in Baltimore to perform it? No, I don't. But what an idiot that guy is. Imagine if you're represented by Dante of Golden Artist Entertainment and you see your manager going online for himself with, "Hey, anyone know any good rooms in Baltimore?" Like, what? You're a stand-up comedy manager, and you've got to go online to check out gigs? I don't think so. Like, it's crazy that, people people are like, I get so many people, "Why do you care about Dante so much?" Because 'Cause I'm trying to help people not get ripped off by this clown. But, I'm done helping people. I tried to help, I saw a female comedy friend of mine, not friend, but comedy friend, opening up for a sexual predator about a month ago. And I reached out to them and I said, "Hey, just be careful because this is their modus operandi." And she literally wrote me back and said, "Don't get me involved in your drama." Like, what? Um, Let me see. Watching Earl and some metal mayhem. I love it. I love it, Ross. Do you think? Let me see. I'm guessing Dante. How did he rip off Bobby Lee? I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, he's just a high plains grifter. Well, I don't. I mean, I have thought about that, extraneous, but I don't have the technical ability. Excuse me, to do all that shit. Like, I would definitely need a producer sitting next to me. But that's really the goal, once I hit, the super chat and super sticker, whatever, is any money I make will go into the stream. So I could pay a producer, I'm assuming something like that, you'd need a producer, $100 an hour or whatever. Um, so I will be hopefully by this time next year, a little more technologically ap- appeasable to the viewers. And even with the background, I mean, although I have worked on this background, that sign was $500. That painting was, I think, $200. Trying to make it somewhat interesting, other than just having my kitchen in the background. Well, what I'm going to do, like, I did have fun. Of course, Sunday night we're going to finish watching Predator. Excuse me. Um, but I do have fun doing that. Um, and I think I have to tone it down on TikTok. I'm starting to find out that, TikTok is very censored, whereas YouTube like that Michael Jackson joke on YouTube. I think it's probably up at around 6,000 views right now, something like that. On TikTok, it was taken down, and I think in under 45 minutes. So I don't know if TikTok is, the venue for me in terms of showcasing my humor. Because I like to say some wacky things, and I think YouTube gives you the most leeway, and you can make money on YouTube. Um, Although it's not a tremendous amount. They take 30% off the top, and plus you got to figure another 20 to 30% goes to taxes. But it's a couple bucks. Let's see if Rampage is on, because I've started to figure out that Rampage is on. Let's just see what's going on with Rampage. I can make that happen, John Ray. Alright, let's see what the first match is on Rampage. Alright, we've got, Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. I see Karrion Kross is trending. Let's see what trouble he's in. I love it. Slip, slip, slip of the lip. Well, I'm not trying to be discriminatory. I mean, the Michael Jackson joke, it definitely crosses that line. But YouTube seems to be pretty lax in their enforcement, whereas TikTok right away. I mean, I cost um, Chandler. She's banned on TikTok Live because that's what I don't like. She told me one night we were walking, "Hey, do a funny story in the comedy store." So I told the night that Sam Tripoli got some porn star to blow Ari Shafir and Dan Madonia on stage, and TikTok gives you a one. They don't even give you one chance. Like if you do something bad on TikTok Live, you're done. So what up, Kathy? Always a pleasure to have a woman in the house. Grimace and Pain, what up? Um, yeah, I mean that's why I don't know. Well, Rhino, you could probably do that on X. And I'm probably a little too non-PC for TikTok, but I'll still post the videos. Like I posted the crowd work video. Let's see how many likes that has. I don't do very well on TikTok. I mean, oh, it's not loading right now. Um, it didn't do very well. I mean, the crowd work video I did at 336 views. The Kiss concert thing I posted 382 views, so it's not blowing up on TikTok. Yes, hit the likes. 22 people in here right now. Um, so, but that's fine. I get it. I mean, I think TikTok is definitely geared for silly videos like how to make a pie and I don't know, a Barbie dance video impression or whatever. So, I mean, some things just aren't meant. Oh, 25. Listen, I mean, Friday nights I find to be oddly enough. I would think Friday nights would not be a good night for streams because people are either getting home from work or dinner and they're tired and or they're going out. They check out a ball game or something. Yeah, I mean, I just, I never found TikTok funny. I've never seen one video on TikTok that makes me laugh or whatever. I'd rather watch a stream like Melton or MLC, Shuley or whatever. Um, because the whole Dabbleverse has turned into like pro wrestling. Pregnant chicks rule. I don't know any pregnant girls right now, to be honest with you. Uh, Reminds me of the time I thought I got my girlfriend at the time pregnant. So we went to CVS, bought a pregnancy test, went to the diner across the street, Norm's. She went into the bathroom. She thumbs up. She wasn't pregnant. She said, "Hey, Earl, thanks for buying this." I said, "Thanks for passing it." Hello. Um, and I find the algorithm very strange on TikTok. Like every now and then, I will do a live TikTok, and I'll do it like I don't know 4 p.m. and I'll literally have 15 people in there. And then right before I go to sleep, I'll do one in my bed in the dark. You can't see anything. And there'll be 400 people watching. And of course, they don't watch for long, but interesting, extraneous. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty hard to make money on TikTok. Like, YouTube, like, although they take a big cut, 30%, I believe, um, you can, it's passive income. You're not going to be, you have to do it every day like Brennan or Melton to, like, I think, really make a living at it. Someone like me who's doing like maybe 3 to 4 streams a week. When I get a bigger following on YouTube, I think that, until then, because I'm right at the super chat level, it'd be maybe 1,000, 2,000 bucks a month extra. Hey, that's cool with me. I mean, I just looked on my Patreon. I had a few $100. So I bought 2 pairs of Jordans. I'm good with that. Hello, Justin. Out of control. I don't know about Twitch. I mean, I do play video games, but I get overwhelmed, when I'm trying to like promote something. So right now, I'm just sticking to the Instagram reels and streams on YouTube and, and iPay.com. I am an elite member, so I get a few bucks off. But um, Kevin's the ultimate example of combining his YouTube income and Patreon money, and he makes a very good living. And he doesn't leave his home. I've said this before. Doing the road as a comic sucks unless you're like Matt Rife is not doing the road. He's doing theaters. That's doing comedy. But doing the road is like that trip Melton took to Oklahoma. And I don't know how much he got paid. He said Chad got 400 for the week, so I'll guess Melton got between 2,500 and 5 grand. But he had to drive to Oklahoma, drive back. Fuck that. Man. That's not doing comedy. That's doing the road to hillbillies. You know, um, so, but my Patreon and YouTube um, money or whatever you want to call it is voiceovers. I audition a couple times a week. Get your Georgia State Lottery scratchers now. Call 1-800-555-1212. I did a commercial like that the other day. $1,800. It literally took me under 5 minutes to do. Now, of course, not every week is like that, but you know, that's where I can kind of be selective in what comedy road gigs I do. But I mean, well, I think Melton could have flown, but for whatever reason, that one trip he wanted to drive, it is kind of cool to drive across the country. I've never done the full trip, but it's kind of neat. Uh, oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of money in voiceovers, and I have a deep voice. Like in some ways, I'm blessed to have this deep voice. Might not sound that deep to you guys right now, but in $1 million sound studio, it's like the voice of God. Excuse me. So, but my problem is I only really go up against celebrities. I go up against Robert, Dylan McDermott, James Earl Jones. I mean, James Earl Jones doesn't audition, but he gets offered the parts I audition for. So, I'm only going up against really super established actors. Uh, so, and then I'm going up against 5 to 10 other guys with my voice, and they don't even know what they want. They're just listening for the slightest nuance and go, "That's our guy." So, um, it's a interesting world, the world of voiceovers. Well, depends. Let me see. I mean, it shouldn't be glitchy. I'm on my best Wi-Fi I can be on. Well, the road sucks if I mean, it depends what your goals are. Like, if you wanna be like the next big comic, I mean, you do have to get out there and practice your hour sets, but, it's one of those things that let's try this,